Face front, true believers. This is Modular Media's No Price podcast, where we talk Marvel comics, movies, merchandise, and more. I am your host, Chris, a Boingo writer, Gaston, with me as always in the bullpen.
Representing the distinguished competition, the Vacuuminator.
Hey, Kinsey girl. Kinsey. Hi, girl.
Your very own pizza dog.
Yeah.
The Kinsey girl. She a new dog. She's very needing of people to be around her, so she's gonna be in and out all night.
How old is she?
She is 9 years old. Her owners are moving to Cleveland, Ohio, and it's going to be a very small apartment, so they had to part ways with her. But it's very serendipitous because I happened to mention to my mom 3 or 4 months ago that I'd always wanted a Siberian Husky because it's my favorite dog breed, and now she's mine.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. So how much pizza have you fed her?
Not a single slice as of yet.
Okay, cool.
She's actually not eaten a whole bunch since getting here today. She's pretty chill about things.
I also imagine that she's trying to readjust. I mean, going from one owner for 9 years to you.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody's gonna have to readjust with a downgrade like that.
The biggest thing actually has just been that she apparently never had toys with her old owners. That was just not a thing they did. They took her out and played with her a whole bunch, but they never got like dog toys for her. And so like one of the first things we did for her was like, here, have this toy bone. And she's like, this is mine? This is mine. And so she's like got it in her little spot in the corner of the kitchen. And like whenever she goes to lie next to it, if one of the other dogs tries to come up to her, because we have 2 other dogs in this house, she'll just be like, no, not yours, mine.
Oh, that's cute. Just make sure she doesn't get actually aggressive with that.
It has not come to that yet.
Yep. Just making sure. But this is the podcast before the week of Spider-Man, so we're waiting for all the bad takes and nuclear heat to come out and eventually energize the tri-state area.
Where Raimi Boy? Give me Bully McGuire. I want Raimi Boy. Give me Bully McGuire. Where is he? I know he in there. Give me him. That's the internet right now.
Oh no. I've been seeing much more fucking Andrew love.
That's nice.
There's people going like, no, Andrew was the best one, and it's like, there's faults with Andrew. He's not the best.
Also, where the fuck have you people been all these years? I've been saying that since he came on the scene. Andrew is my favorite live-action Spider-Man.
But we all can agree, best Spider-Man, 90s, a cartoon Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Was that the real feeling you felt?
What?
You were shaking your head no.
No, I'm like shaking away the haters doing that.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
like,
cool.
yeah, definitely. It is the best.
Come on. Now you're just making me fucking paranoid.
No, I deadass had something in my... I think it was your fur, Kenzie.
90s Spider-Man good. 90s Spider-Man good.
90s Spider-Man good. 90s Spider-Man is best Spider-Man, period. Best live-action Spider-Man is Andrew Garfield, in my opinion. Though I do like Tom quite a bit, and, Tobey's good. Tobey's fine.
They're different Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
They're all Peter, but they're different Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But we're waiting for that bomb to drop. I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, we have contemporary... Oh, no. What the heck? God damn it, why?
What did you do? What did you do?
God.
Did you fuck up the slideshow?
No. I know what I fucked up. I'm sorry, Aki. Does Spectacular Spider-Man have a theme song written by Aerosmith?
Spectacular Spider-Man is really good, though.
Here's the thing. I am so fucking tired of high school Spider-Man. Give me adult, married to Mary Jane Spider-Man any day of the week before I fucking have to watch him in high school again.
Okay, Linkara and Database Ranger.
Fuck off. At least I'm not fucking Linkara sitting on a fucking dead meme of I'm not gonna read Spider-Man until 1 more day's retcon. Fuck off. It was retconned 5 years afterwards. Just not officially.
Ah, boy.
But anyway, No Price Podcast.
It is a show we do.
Yep. Speaking of shows we do, it would help if I was on the right screen. There we go. The Hook Size.
Hawkeye! And Hawkeye!
No, it's Hawkeye and Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Part of me feels like this is probably one of the bigger departures for Kate Bishop in characterization from the comics. Is it bad? Because I found this characterization of Kate kind of sweet. Like there's a really trying to be good here. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. It's a good character. It's just not comic book Kate. Like, that's something I had to come to terms with this week, is like, this is not comic book Kate, and I may not get comic book Kate for a long time.
She may be comic book Kate by the end of it?
I don't think so, because I feel like she's still going to have that cute kind of naivete and, like, need for Clint Senpai's attention about her, which was a big thing in this episode and honestly made me cringe pretty hard a couple times.
I think the big problem is, like, Clint in the MCU is a good man.
Mm-hmm.
Clint in the Hawkeye comic is a fuck up. So she immediately was like, oh, you are nowhere near the man I thought you were. Okay, fine, you're just a dude. All right, whatever. Here, he's still an Avenger. He's still a hero. She's just, like, it's less more things to have to process through.
Also, like, she's much older in the in the specific comic that they're adapting here. Like, I always read her from Fractions Run onwards as being, like, mid-20s, and Clint being as late 30s, early 40s. But here, like, she's very clearly in college.
Yeah, she's 22. She said 22.
That's right.
She's the same age as Hook.
I'm not shipping that.
I'm not telling you to ship it. I'm just saying as a matter of fact.
We are not going to send Hook to the MCU, motherfuckers.
Though, Speedball.
Oh, fuck off.
No. Come on, you wouldn't want to see Hook as Speedball? Come on.
I don't know enough about Speedball to know who I would want to see as him, dude.
He accidentally caused a superhuman registration act because he killed a bunch of children by accident.
Yeah, that's literally all I know.
And then he became an edgelord.
But yeah, no, this episode was just such a mixed bag for me, because, like, on the one hand, there's some really cute, fun stuff I like. Like, I loved the montage of them, like, having Christmas bonding together. I like all the continuous hinting back to, like, Clint's past and all the stuff with, like, what's the deal with the Rolex. I actually really dug the aside from the "we're partners, no we're not" moment, I really dug the sit down scene with Kate's mom and the swordsman at the beginning. But stuff like the "we're partners, right" moments, stuff like
You're right, Aki. # remember penance.
And stuff like so, like, I know I brought it up literally last week of, like, oh, we haven't seen Yelena in this show yet. She felt super forced into this episode to me. And if you go and look into things, apparently she was, because the creators behind the show did not know Yelena was going to be in it until Black Widow came out.
Ooh, that's a little poor planning.
Yeah, it's this year, like, I love the MCU, and, like, Disney is certainly a problematic fave, but this year they've been doing a lot of stuff, and that's evident here, that's evident in a couple other places we've talked about before, and it's really evident in No Way Home. they're going way too far to try and keep secrets from leaking.
I mean, at a certain point, you kind of there's a feeling you have to, because so many people are looking forward to the next movie, and it's like, what do you do? You know?
Yeah. But like if it's actively disrupting a creative process, which I feel like happened here, it's it's not optimal, you know.
That may also have been like some weird fucking oversight, because remember, Black Widow was supposed to come out fucking months before it did, and they were
Yeah.
probably going like, yeah, okay, cool, it'll come out, and there'll be plenty of time for Hawkeye and everything else that needs to be dealt with. We'll put that. We'll put the fucking memo on the back burner, and then it got lost, and then it happened, and it's like, shit, we forgot something.
Hmm.
Though, you, saying she's just like shoved in here, it's a little better than she's just shoved in here. It does make sense. Like, oh, Clint's on the roof alone. Yeah, she would attack at that point in time.
Yeah, yeah, no, it makes sense. It just kind of comes out of nowhere from a narrative perspective within this one show.
I think you want to know what would fix all of that? All
What?
you had to do was have a minute long scene in every episode beforehand of Yelena tracking down Clint in her safe houses, putting dots together, tracking him, keeping an eye on his schedule, and going like, "All right, cool, I'm gonna hit him here."
Would have been nice, but we also just don't know when she got called too. Like she could have been called after the chase scene last week for all we know.
True, but I'm just saying like that could have informed us about the character and go like, "Ooh, what's this? Who is this mysterious masked woman? Oh, it's Yelena, the White Widow."
Yeah.
You know.
Uh but no, I like that. I really like that we're continuing to build Maya as a sympathetic antagonist. Like she got very little screen time in this episode, but she was very neat, I thought.
Yes, very cool. I also like how they interacted with a piece of like deaf equipment that they didn't have an understanding of, and they were like, what even is this? What even is it?
Hmm.
Okay, whatever." And that was a little bit of their detriment, because it wasn't until like a little bit later where Clint goes like, "Oh shit, it's okay, get out."
Yeah, and seeing that also like led me to a thought that like you wouldn't think this show would bring up, but like I'm pretty sure Clint is gonna survive the show and just go live on the farm with his family again. You know what I'd really like to see in a future MCU project somewhere?
Hmm,
Let's have Clint and Mercari interact.
that'd be neat.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're all down for it for the next Avengers flick,
Hmm.
because out of any of the movie Eternals, I go like Makari could probably be on the Avengers the easiest. Cersei's gone through trauma. She don't
Yeah.
need to be an Avenger right now.
Uh, I think Fina is probably the same way, and the rest of them just don't have a power set big enough for it, except for maybe Kengo, but I
I
feel
mean,
like he'd be a bit of a stretch.
by technicality, they all have the same powers, but they have a speciality. At least in the
Hmm.
comics, that's how the Eternals work. They probably futzed with it in the movies to make them more interesting. But
Yeah.
in the comics, they can all fly. They all
Mhm.
have super strength. They can all fly. They're all
I
psychic.
also I also want to talk about because like we were joking about Pizza Dog earlier because of my
Yeah.
new dog.
Yee.
There's a scene where they're like trying to give him a new name this week, and it's like, oh no, he only likes Pizza Dog. We're gonna have to stick with Pizza Dog. Do the writers know that like his Pizza Dog is a nickname in the comic? He's called Lucky. That's his like Pizza Dog is his superhero name basically, and Lucky is his normal name.
Yeah, but like, what does everybody call it?
Fair enough.
The writers just went. They're just trying to cut out the middleman of the joke, because that's the
Mm.
joke. The dog has a name, but everybody just calls the dog Pizza Dog.
Yeah.
They're just trying to cut out the middleman of the joke.
But it just bugs me because when we saw set photos of him, I was like, Lucky is in the MCU! And they haven't called him Lucky yet.
You know what you're gonna get? You're gonna get a scene at the very end, the last episode, where something dangerous happens, and the dog just scrapes out of it, and Clint's gonna look at the dog and go like, damn, you're lucky.
If that happens, my eyes will roll back into my head and then out my ears and fall down my fucking air conditioning vent.
Yeah, Matt Fraction is a producer, so like he has he's checking off on what they're changing with his details.
Probably. I had forgotten about that. But no, this episode was solid. There's not a whole lot to say because, like, aside from just solid montages and
because it's an epilogue from
decent...
it's an epilogue from the first act and a prologue for the second act of the whole story.
Yeah.
You know. But everything good? Everything good?
Yeah, I was.
You were just very still, and I was worried because I've had.
I got a phone alert for an unrelated thing. I apologize.
You got hailed.
Yes, I was hailed.
Aha!
Somebody pelted me with hail.
Oh, sadness. But I like the return of the LARP gang.
Yeah, that was something I didn't see coming.
Also, the lesbian RPG player. She was neat. Mm-hmm. And how just her immediate response...
made this bag.
My wife made this bag. We'll bring it back. Okay. Like, that was cute.
Yeah.
I know that people are going to complain because it's a gay character that's not a fucking superhero, but like...
But like, the fact... It's more of a joke on Clint, because like... Clearly, he's still used to, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. and Stark just supplying shit that he would never think, oh, I should get my own bag.
Yeah. It was cute. Nice line. I'm trying to think of any other things. Like, yeah, the whole Christmas scene was cute. It was adorable.
Mm-hmm. The trying to teach her how to throw a thing a certain way, I think that's as close as we're going to get to, like, any actual archery practice in this show again.
Well, I mean, she's already a pretty master archer. She doesn't need that. What she needs is the temperaments of heroics that she's getting through with the mission. And Clint needs to learn... What does Clint need to learn in this show?
How to not be a grumpy dad and be a happy, encouraging dad?
Well, here's the thing. He is a happy, encouraging dad when he isn't wrapped up in hero shit.
That's true.
Why are you here now? What happened with you?
Yeah, no. What? A lot of the Christmas scene.
My sister's dog is here now.
God.
You little dingo.
But yeah, no, the Christmas scene all felt natural, Aki. I really enjoyed it. It was a really sweet bit.
You're alright, bud. Go on.
You know.
We'll find somewhere else to kiss.
Yeah. But no, I know what Clint's whole arc is. To relearn the joys of helping people. Because here's the thing. This whole thing started because he's just trying to fucking take the Ronin suit back and dispose of it and all that stuff because dirty past, I was a bad guy. It isn't fun. And through it, he's forced to help people. Because, like, the LARP scene. He goes into the LARP scene and talks to the dude and goes like, yo, dude, I need the suit back. Can you take it off for me so we can just be on our way and do everything? It's like, yeah, but the game and, like, this is the coolest I've felt in years. Is there any way you can help me? And yeah, he helped him out. He helped him. He did a good deed for the dude, and he enjoyed it. And he was like, "No, this guy's a cool guy. Kate, you can trust him." Yeah, and that's what Kate's also talking about. It's like it's an image problem. You're not doing the hero thing because you're not enjoying being a hero. Tony Stark liked being a hero. Captain America liked helping people. Spider-Man likes helping people. Clint, you're doing it because it's your 9 to 5. Learn to like helping people.
Very astute observation. I
I
also
have
think like
I have numbers of those.
I also think the mystery of what's up with that watch could play into that because like somebody on again the Marvel Studios subreddit pointed out uh the product he describes is not an actual brand of Rolex that gets made. It's I think it's like very close to an actual one, but like the face or something is different. So it's probably something up with that where it's like a custom piece made to commemorate something either from his past or I wouldn't be surprised if we find out that like his wife has a bit of a dirty past too.
I speaking on that, I actually saw a theory that
Hmm.
his wife was Mockingbird.
Ooh.
Because Mockingbird and Hawkeye do have a history in the comics.
Yeah, weren't they married for a little bit at one point?
Yes.
Mhm.
What is it with Archer characters getting together with Bird characters that's just so popular in comics?
It's a whole ass aesthetic, man.
Is Tim's boyfriend in the comics an Archer? Tim
Him?
Drake.
I don't think so.
They
I
need to
also
make him
don't
an
think
Archer just for the joke.
that would be great.
I mean, he went on a date with the dude. I don't know if they're actually still dating in continuity.
I don't know if that date has actually been published yet, because I think like that was like a rotating backup story. So I don't know if they've gotten back to that yet.
Eh, but
It's
no,
weird.
what I think is going to happen, predictions, they're going to fight the big bad who may or may not be Kingpin. And if it is
I think
Kingpin,
Kingpin's gonna be the big bad.
I think Kingpin is going to be the equivalent of Thanos in Avengers.
Yeah, he'll appear for a brief second to be like, oh shit. But the actual big bad of this show or this season, depending on how future things roll out, I think will be Swordsman. I think
it's
he's
going to
gonna
be
get
a dual.
exposed as a big asshole.
It's going to be a combo of Swordsman and Echo.
Mm.
Echo
But
for Clint to repent for his past, and Swordsman for Kate to confront the moving forward in her family without her dad, because it seems like she never really addressed that trauma and just dived super hard into superhero stuff in order to avoid it.
yeah, like there's literally a moment where you can hear in the background her mom explaining to Swordsman like Hawkeye being here is not a good thing. She's been obsessed with him for years.
Archer shoots a bird with a Cupid's arrow.
Mm.
Ah.
Thank you for pointing that out, Hockey. Uh,
I like how they have to reuse the trick arrows. That's a neat little like. I don't know what's the right word.
they need a
Plot
special
limitation.
shaft.
It's a plot limitation.
Yeah,
They
it's
can't
like
they can't keep booping them out. Limited supply.
it's like Spider-Man's web cartridges.
Yeah, which is a good. Maybe that's why archers are such a popular thing in comics, because it's like, oh, they only have 3 arrows left. How are they gonna get out of this scrap?
I mean, I was rewatching the DC Showcase Green Arrow short the other night, which is extremely good if you haven't seen it. And there's literally a moment in that where it's like Green Arrow's only got 3 arrows left, and Merlin challenges him to a duel, 1 arrow each, and then he does a special cheaty trick thing to beat him with all 3 arrows.
Honestly, here's a quick pitch for a comic book. Green Arrow miniseries. He is stranded on an island, much like the old island he was on, but he is surrounded by a fucking drug cartel or something. Just generic bad guys we don't need to care about. Not a big like supervillain bad thing. But he only has 6 arrows in total, and he has to take out the whole organization in like 3 days, because that's when the next shipment of thing gets here and the weapons get out or whatever.
That could be interesting, but I feel like it would come under fire for being extremely similar to Green Arrow Year One's plot.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, it's just meant to be a limitation kind of thing. Maybe don't make it on an island. Ooh, take a rip off Metal Gear and make it an oil tanker.
Hell yeah.
He's on an oil tanker, so he can't craft arrows. He's just I'm in the toilet, I have 6 arrows left, and I need to save America. What am I gonna do?
Hell yeah. I'd be down for that.
He's...
I Go ahead.
I have a scene in it. He steals a toilet paper roll from the bathroom, he attaches it to the end of the arrow, and it just makes a mess and confuses the guards what's going on as he sneaks behind them.
Metal Gear.
Literally, just do Green Arrow Metal Gear. Just do it.
Dinah, I'm trying to sneak around the oil tanker, but the clap of my ass cheeks.
But the clap of my ass cheeks keep alerting the guards. Ollie, I'm telling Bruce you said that. Please don't tell Bruce I said a meme.
No. Better. Jean is just like, you don't have access to this channel. What the fuck? Just get Bruce and Diana here already.
I genuinely think that could be a fun little mini. It's just like Ollie on Metal Gear. Like, go full fucking Metal Gear.
Fucking Vertigo in a mech.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's a mech involved. And, like, Green Arrow just, like, slowly loses his shirt, so by the end, he's just shirtless.
Mm-hmm.
Glistening in sweat. And then there's this dude that goes like, I am a clone of one of the greatest soldiers of America. They call me Stephen Roberts.
No. You put Hal Jordan in that role.
It's a clone of Hal Jordan when he was Parallax.
Yeah, and then Hal shows up in the very last page and he's like, so what the fuck did I miss?
Oh, who would be Otacon?
Who
could
I think either Jean or Dinah, or if you want to go with current understanding of Green Arrow, you could bring in John Diggle, because John Diggle does exist in the comics now.
Yeah, it could be. But I was thinking like, oh man, okay. Are you vaguely aware of the Metal Gear Solid plot?
Vaguely.
Okay, you do know there's a cyborg ninja that attacks Snake throughout the whole game?
A little bit.
Deathstroke.
Hell yeah. I think they've actually fought a couple times before.
They hired Scarecrow to be Psycho Mantis. Mm-hmm. So there's a whole fight where Green Arrow, with like 3 arrows left, is having to fight Scarecrow off his nuts.
I don't think we're writing a Green Arrow book at this point. We're writing the Green Arrow movie.
That'd be I just think this would be fun, because it's not a Batman book. Batman is not Metal Gear Solid.
No.
No. Because Batman doesn't need fucking the devices. Like, yeah, Ollie can fight, but he needs the arrows. He likes the arrows. The arrows are his speciality. Batman is a jack of all trades. Batman is James Bond.
Batman trained his entire life. Ollie trained for like 6 months on an island and mostly in archery.
Yeah. But I think that'd be a fun thing. Like, he has to use a gun for like one thing to like hit a switch, and he goes like, I hate guns. Why do you hate guns? Is it because you're a liberal? No, I hate the smell. What the fuck you talking about, bro?
No, the recoil just hurts my arm.
So, in other words, DC hire us to write a Green Arrow book.
Hell yeah. That would be almost as good as getting to write a Supergirl book for me, honestly.
But back to Hawkeye. Because it
was good episode.
Good episode. I have a feeling next episode's going to be better because this was a lot of setup. And
yeah,
it was character work and setup.
It was a net good episode with a pretty cringy through line joke that is the thing that is the title.
I don't remember what the title of the episode was.
Partners, aren't we?
Yeah, I can understand.
Like every time, like I get it, it's a trope, but every time Kate tries to get him to admit that they're partners, I just cringe a little.
You also got to think about it like this, because they made the direct parallel at the end of it. Hawkeye sees a lot of Natasha in her.
Yeah, which I thought was a pretty cool revelation. It was a pretty cool current He-Man show.
Yeah, it also really just shows to like why he's so lenient with her, because he sees so much of Nat in her. It's like, I'm like hanging out with my old friend. It's just she's in a young girl's body, and like, this is weird. I need to protect you because you're a person and you're young, but also like you sound just like Nat. I know she can handle yourself. Oh no, you're not Nat. You can't handle yourself.
Also, two cool like little minor things I noticed about Clint and just this show in general. This episode, like they've been doing a really good job throughout the whole MCU of giving Clint like a lot of platonic relationships with women and normalizing that through him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I really dig that, and also I really dig that like it's always kind of been there in the Avengers movies, but this show really accentuates how human he is compared to other MCU characters. Like him duct taping all those like smoothie things to himself in
They're
this
daiquiris.
episode.
Those were
Yeah,
alcohol.
okay, that felt like like a thing Matt would do in the Netflix Daredevil show.
Oh yeah, it really helps with that. Also, and to an extent, Clint so far is kind of the Avengers Wolverine, because he keeps adopting young girls with weird powers.
He totally is. Oh my god. Fuck. Who could we bring in next? Uh.
Nadia.
Yeah, you bring in Nadia Van Dyne, and she's the one who just goes, Clint, why are you like this?
I grew up
Just
in
a
a
dad.
circus.
I'm a dad. It's what I do.
Then Wolverine shows up, and they just start having it that off. Yeah, well, my girl can walk through walls. My girl can fucking shoot an arrow a mile away. Yeah? Well, it won't hit my girl. Then we'll hit
My
the
girl,
fuck.
my other girl can make fireworks with her hands.
Okay, and my other girl has 2 claws. And my other girl has 1 claw on her hand, but 2 on her feet.
And my other girl is a cheap Deadpool knockoff. We don't talk about her too much.
And then my other girl is actually my son. His name's Doc, and he's a bitch. Dad! I'm a bastard! Also,
No,
I'm a
he's like-
bisexual disaster.
Yeah, that's the thing. He wouldn't be like that. He'd be like, Dad, the term is bisexual disaster.
Son, back then, they didn't have a name for it. They just said, well, that's what Logan's doing.
Congratulations, you got your moment where you broke me this week.
We've just been going on so many tangents because there's not a ton to talk about in this episode of Hawkeye.
Yeah. Oh man, is there anything we haven't touched on yet?
Clint says like, yeah, there is something weird with your dad. He's a fucking weirdo. Weird dad.
Yeah.
Also, his wife is very, very understanding, which is nice. It's just the kids are disappointed, and that's the only stake in it. It's just like, it's not as he's gonna get a divorce if he doesn't. No, his wife understands.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't want to disappoint my kids.
Honestly, his wife is probably the most patient, supportive, significant other in the MCU.
True. I just had a fucking thought.
What?
Okay, we're done talking about Hawkeye. We're going to the screen now.
Yeah, we'll go to news in a moment. Have your thought.
Alfred Molina, Theresa May.
Yeah.
They're about the same age.
I thought so too, but there's like no time in that left in that movie. They might
I'm not
get
saying
to
they're going to do
reference
it. They may reference it of like him seeing Aunt May and going like, "She is beautiful. I haven't seen a woman like that since my wife." And Peter just looks at him and goes like,
No,
"Dude, no, that's my aunt." And Doesn't mean she's not capable of loving another man. No!
It's like that scene from that one episode of Home Improvement. Tim, at some point you have to start acknowledging that your mother is capable of being a sexual being. That point is not this one.
But then all I want at the end of that is just Aunt May like going through her phone and seeing Otto Octavius on her phone screen and goes like, "Damn, he's kind of cute." And Peter just looks devastated. It's
like what, on Tinder? Like he makes a Tinder account?
No, not on Twitter. Like on the news, like on a news app. Like she's watching fucking YouTube videos. Like, oh, Otto Octavius is kind of cute. And it's like, oh god,
that is interesting. I just realized Aunt May is like the aside from the other Spideys, Aunt May is like the one character we haven't seen in any trailers that I would expect to see, or at least I haven't seen her.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe she's in like one or two shots of the fucking cops coming down on Peter from that first trailer.
But yeah. What am I doing? Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. We got toy news.
Toys!
And news. So first things first, we got some multiverse figures to talk about.
Yeah, so we talked about the announcement of this a few months back, but now we have official solicitations confirming McFarlane Toys is going to be releasing all the previously announced but canceled DC Direct figures that never happened because DC closed down the DC Direct division. So all the DCeased figures, the planned Endless Winter and Hush revival lines, we don't know if those lines are going to continue past these waves, but the figures that have been solicited are now showing up in things like Walmart and Target systems.
That's cool.
And these are just images that we had of them previously.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah. So it's nice. It's nice to see this style of figure continuing, if only for a short bit, because honestly, I preferred it over what Todd's doing now.
Yeah, but Todd's doing Todd stuff. It's Toddy.
I know.
It's hot and toddy.
Good for Todd.
Also, Darkseid's getting a Beast Kingdom figure.
Yeah, and like, I'm very mixed on this thing, because on the one hand, it is very nicely made, and it's going to be, I believe, 9 inches tall, which means, yeah, it's made to scale with Beast Kingdom's 8-inch stuff, but you could still fudge it into, like, again, a McFarlane Toys or even a DC Universe Classics or DC Direct display. However, it's not a design I personally care for. It's based off of his New 52 and onward look. In my opinion, Darkseid is a character that just looked perfect from the get-go. Fucking with his design is always a bad idea.
I can understand trying to, like, make it a contemporary idea, but it should be reminiscent of the classic design. Doctor Doom's a great example of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they make the armor updated, they do some minor tweaks here and there to kind of keep it within contemporary design language.
Yeah, Doom's like evergreen modern design that he's had since like the late 90s and into the 2000s. Like, I feel like that's a really good cleaning up of a classic design. Whereas this just looks like he's got to have armor because him just wearing a tunic looks stupid, even though he's got the rock hard skin that nobody should be able to pierce.
Here's the thing. Also, the tunic just shows, like, there's a humbleness to Darkseid. It's a weird, humble nature of Darkseid. Like, Darkseid knows he's the best. He knows he's one of the strongest beings in the world. But he's humble enough to just wear simple clothing. There's an off-putting nature there. He's not grandiose.
Darkseid doesn't project. Darkseid is.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe take some cues from Doctor Doom. With accentuate the tunic with some elements. I don't mind. Now we're just talking about general Darkseid design. I don't mind like kind of Roman-esque skirting. That could be a good way to continue the tunic vibes.
I do like the boots. The boots are kind of cool.
Boots are cool. I
But
think,
there's just something about like complicating his torso design that doesn't work for me.
yeah.
And like the chin strap is a bit silly.
Yeah, but like Darkseid has always had a weird head design.
Hmm. That being said, though, this is probably going to be the best Darkseid figure to get in the next year because, like, there's not been one that's done that classic design since the DC Universe Classics Build-A-Figure, and that thing now runs upwards of $200 on eBay. And the closest we've had since then is the Mezco 112 Collective figure, which is pretty close, but it's also got some Mezco original design attributes to it, and it's made out of polystone, so it's kind of fragile.
Mm,
This is probably going to be made out of plastic.
yeah. The Omega beams look cool though.
Oh yeah, that's sick that they've got two different Omega beam effects.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks. If you're a fan of the New 52 design of Darkseid, you're probably foaming at the mouth for that.
It's an extremely good looking figure of a design I don't care for.
It's a design that I go like, it's cool, but like I've seen better.
Yeah,
You know, like
definitely.
it's a similar thing with like Iron Man. It's like there's some great ass Iron Man suits. Some are better, some are worse. That's just like it's an okay design for Darkseid.
Hmm. I don't think there's ever been an Iron Man suit I've outright hated. I've gone like, oh, I don't necessarily like that one, but like, I don't think there's an Iron Man suit I outright hate.
Um, I think between the modular suit and the Extremis suit, I think that's one of the weaker ones in my opinion, where it becomes sentient and loves Tony Stark and wants
Oh
to fuck
yeah,
him.
that weird one from the Joe Quesada run.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like there's a little bit of weirdness that I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, I think that's more in the writing, honestly.
Yeah, wasn't it? It was retcon to be Ultron, I think.
Probably.
But that's it for news. That's it for news.
Yeah, it's almost Christmas, folks. Toy companies aren't going to be announcing a whole lot until like mid-January.
I'm an idiot
How are you an idiot?
because I closed the fucking slideshow.
It's twice you fucked that up this week.
I fucked up every week. What the fuck are you talking about, mate?
I mean, that's specific.
Oh, true, true, true. Hey, true. You know that's Hook over there. I'm just fucking trying to do a Taz impression
Yeah.
now. Right, but you want to
How
fuck?
close is Taz to Joey Wheeler?
I don't know. Hey, Joey
'Cause I
Wheeler's
thought
like
that was
this.
Joey Wheeler.
Joey Wheeler. Hey, I'm Joey Wheeler. And then you do Taz. I'm Taz. Taz Mission.
Yeah.
Shabani. We're on Long Island. My boy Hook. All that and bag of chips.
I think Taz has a bit more like high scratchiness to him.
Yeah. Well,
But
I'm
like
not
that's
gonna
close.
fucking put my voice through that this week.
Indeed.
So why don't you tell me about the brand new DC comic book, One Star Squadron?
Yeah, so this is a new book that like I was interested in but wasn't sure if I was going to read because it's by an author if I can find his
Russell.
name real quick. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what his first name is, but like he's an author who's done a lot of um uber liberal message books
Mm,
that I've always been like I can agree with the sentiment, but like you have a very heavy-handed way of delivering it. So I was like, this is a cool premise, but I don't know if I trust this writer with it because the premise is basically what if there was a gig economy app for superheroes in the DC universe?
mm,
So it starts off with this whole like montage ad. You weren't born a hero. You made yourself one through hard work and years of dedication. But not every hero gets the Justice League treatment. The rest of us have to work for a living. And that's where Heroes for You, which is spelled HEROZ number 4U, all one word, um, c- comes in. and then it goes into this montage about like stuff they do. You may not be saving the world every week, but that doesn't mean you're not a valuable member of the superhero community. That doesn't mean you're not needed. Heroes for You is dedicated to helping heroes navigate the new and exciting gig economy, among other hero tunities are telemarketing, personal video appearances, birthday parties and personal events, and of course, dignified security work. So it's basically a bunch of DC D and Z listers dealing with that. Well, there's a interesting through line going on. So our cast is primarily Power Girl, Red Tornado, GI Robot, and then as background characters, Hawk and Dove, the Plastic Man, and a couple others I've never heard of before, and their names aren't coming back to me at the moment. But like, it's basically a workplace comedy with a bit of heart to it. Like, Red Tornado gets a call about helping this elderly gentleman who was dumped at the Heroes for You headquarters. And it's like, it's very clear that he's got memory problems. We don't quite know what's up with him. And through the whole mystery of this first issue, going around asking people, like, do you know who this guy is? What's up with him? This was his last known address. Turns out he was a hero called Gangbuster who is suffering from severe brain trauma. He basically was trying to beat up criminals because they threatened his family, and it got him severely messed up. And either his wife or his daughter, I'm not sure. I'm gonna guess his wife, going by the fact that she looks similar in age to him. She put him in a nursing home, and then the nursing home saw the Heroes for You ad and dumped him on them because they were sick of putting up with him. And the whole issue is just kind of like this kind of odd workplace comedy and interplay of characteristics, where there's basically a background power struggle where it seems like Power Girl is trying to take over as the CEO of this Heroes for You or location, and Red Tornado is just kind of a put upon, well, I tried to do my best as a hero, but it didn't really work out, and now I've landed myself here, whatever, I'm just doing my best kind of manager. And he doesn't really suspect that things are going on, and it turns out in the final page reveal, there might actually be villains running Heroes for You, and Power Girl may or may not be in league with them. Which is all very interesting and very fun. I actually dug this first issue quite a bit. I've yet to... whether or not I'll like the whole series, because this is a 6-issue mini, is yet to be seen. But it's off to a promising start. It actually reminds me a bit of, just in tone and overall feel, kind of reminds me of the beginning of Morrison's Animal Man.
Okay, I can see that. I'm just going to immediately throw something out there, just so you can say yes or no. What if that's not Power Girl? What if that's Matrix Supergirl pretending to be Power Girl? Because they haven't done anything with Matrix since forever, right?
I mean, I fucking hate Matrix, but that would be a great reveal.
Because also, Power Girl doesn't seem like a Z-lister to me. She's like a B-lister.
No. Well, it really depends on the time and place. Like, DC's really let her slide back into obscurity over the last decade.
And Red Tornado also seems like he's a fucking C-lister, B-lister.
Yeah, I think that's the point, is like these two mid-carders are our main characters, and they're surrounded by lower card players.
Oh, so it's that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also, cynical version of Heroes for Hire.
There's that, and there's also like I don't know if the solicitations or like Russell has been saying anywhere in interviews that this is an original concept, But like a gig economy superhero app has been a thing in comics before. That was one of the main plot points of Spencer's Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Though there it was more that the villains were using the app to turn people into superheroes that could be their villainous minions in the future. This is just, hey, are you a obscure hero who can't find work? Fucking work for us.
I also think there might be like a level of... I know what the villain's plot is. They're sending them on missions so they can do crimes while they're away.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That one guy looks like a lounge singer version of Iron Fist.
Yeah. I think there is a really funny scene with him and the guy who's got the exclamation point on his shirt at one point where it's like one of them is like constantly ahead in the employee rankings and the other is trying to catch up to him and he's really annoyed about it.
Oh. Also, Hawk and Dove. Hawk and Dove are also like C-listers in my head. They're not that loud though.
Well, they're only in one panel,
Okay.
so like I don't know if they were just hired to be in that ad or they're actually working with the Heroes for You.
Is it the brothers or
It's the brothers.
Okay. I didn't know if they changed that when they went to New 52. Because I just watched Armageddon 2001 where they were talking about Hawk and Dove.
Yeah, that's in my watch later.
Shout outs to Comic Pop.
Yeah. The boys.
And Gal.
The boys and gal. The boys and Queen, honestly.
Yeah. The boys and the one girl that has to put up with them. So I read Inferno issue 3.
How'd that go?
Fascinating.
Oh boy.
The entire time, Cypher has had Warlock keeping a bug on the island because he did not trust Magneto and Xavier. So he's known about Moira since the very beginning.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and basically, he's been letting everything slide because he's been going like, I want them to do their best. I want them to do the right thing. I hope everything's going to work out. I want this thing to work out. And then he hears the conversation between Moira, Xavier, Magneto, goes like, all right, we need to fucking kill Destiny. And he goes like, motherfuckers. Legitimately.
What an absolute lad.
Right, okay. But here's the thing. There's a fucking revelation from the goddamn Orcus Protocol from Nimrod and the other Sentinel woman thing that's been kind of like helping everything out.
Omega Sentinel.
She says, okay, the whole reason why they created Krakoa, because mutants always lose. That's been the whole point since Hawks and Pox. Omega Sentinel says, the mutants always win, because they always thwart our plans. There may be only one or two of them left, but they always stop us. So I got sent back in time to make sure you got built, Nimrod. So they are both working on their own dumb version of Krakoa. But in one is technology and humanity.
Both sides have a persecution complex.
Exactly. Except one has more of a reason to feel persecuted, considering the multiple genocides.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although technically, from the Sentinels' point of view, they've been genocided even harder more times. Because they're just fucking robots that get smashed up because it's a cool-looking image all the time.
Yeah. Also, there was a cool scene where Emma was talking to Mystique and Destiny, and Emma goes like, all right, you're not gonna like this. Destiny, here's all this information I got from Moira. And she goes like, oh!
You bitch!
Shit! Yeah, no, we're fucked. I did a dumb thing. So everybody's starting to realize we are fucked because we cannot talk to each other because we're trying to keep secrets, and everything is gonna burn because Professor Xavier and Magneto keep going like, we are leaders of mutant kind. We have to hold this responsibility. We need to hold it and protect people, and we need to be badass fucking father figures. And then Cypher's over here going like, I am surrounded by fucking idiots who don't know a good thing, and they're gonna fucking wreck it. Goddamn Warlock, help
By
me.
the time this book is over, the entire island is just gonna erupt into a "you fucked up" chant.
And then Destiny's going like, oh, that's why I wasn't resurrected. I'm a bitch. And Mystique goes like, yeah, you're my bitch. Yeah, I know. Because the whole time Emma's also going like, yeah, no, I don't trust him anymore. Because this is all fucked. I am taking myself out of the game. I'm doing White Queen shit now. I don't care about your petty squabbles. I'm taking myself out of it.
Oof.
Like, she's just straight up, I'm not picking sides. Oh.
Man, oh man.
So, like, a lot of things. It's real fucked up.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. But also, I think Hickman's actually channeling some of the creative team into the story, because that's a big reason why he's leaving the X-Men series, is because a lot of the creative teams go like, but we like playing in this world. Can we keep playing in it? And he goes like, yeah, sure. I'll just come back eventually, whatever. Because that's what a lot of people are saying, is like, this world, what we've built is beautiful. Why can't we just keep it going? Why do we need to expand? Why do we just keep this going? We don't need to burn it. We don't need to do it. Just keep it going. And it's just like, okay, there's an interesting parallel there. But yeah, no, Inferno, real good. On to the next book?
Sure.
No questions? Alright, cool. Just making sure. The Wreckers. Tell me about the Race Boys.
So this is probably the worst book I read this week, but it's not bad. It's just bottom of the stack, you know?
Okay, fair.
Because this book is primarily about the Wreckers going through the actual race we've been constantly building towards in this series, and it all, of course, going wrong because Mayhem attacks and everybody's got to spring into action to stop them. And there's some cool action sequences, and they do some cool little character moments I wasn't expecting. Like there's a great Wreck and Rule moment with Hotshot in this, and either I didn't see her in earlier issues, or I just wasn't expecting her, or like they pulled her out as like a nice little surprise. Cybertron Thunderclash is a member of Mayhem, and that's a character I never thought I'd see in new media again.
That's neat.
And
isn't Thunderclash G1 the leader of the Wreckers?
I think so. Oh no, I'm sorry, Thunder Blast, because
Okay.
Thunderclash is in this book, and he is leader of the Wreckers here. He was leader of the Turbobots in G1.
But that's what I'm saying, is like, what I'm saying was Thunderclash, the G1 styles, was leader of the Wreckers, and I thought there was another Thunderclash that was part of Cybertron, and they were using that design as a member of Mayhem.
Mm-hmm. No. Thunder Blast from Cybertron is a boat girl who had a crush on her Cybertron Megatron senpai. That was never acknowledged.
Oh.
Yeah.
Isn't there a character like that in G1 now, thanks to Japan?
Yeah, that's Megatronia. There's also a really cool moment in this where they use pretender technology in a great in universe way of like all these auto troopers go and surround one of the members of Mayhem, and it's just nope, he's a pretender shell. So the shell pops open and he runs out through the crowd. Like that's really clever use of figures of like things that exist in the lore. And there's a really great moment at the end of it where it's like, okay, we beat them off, and like the race still ended. Knockout is the new senator for Speedia, but we technically lost. We got our asses handed to us, and a lot of people got hurt. This this ain't gonna end too well for the Wreckers, is it? And this isn't the end of this book either. Like, I think this is the halfway point. So it'll be interesting to see where things go from here, especially because there's shit tons of rumors going around right now that Hasbro is shopping around the comic license for G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Yeah. So, read the final issue of Hellions.
How'd that go?
Well, the teams broke up.
I would expect as much.
And it's really sad, in a good way. So, last issue, Orphan Maker killed a bunch of humans. And that's a no-go. That's not one of the rules of Krakoa.
Yeah.
So, basically, the council goes like, all right, we need to have a trial. We need to have Orphan Maker show up. So he does, and the rest of the Hellions do too. And basically they go like, you are here to witness his punishment, kind of thing. You are here because you've had some hand in part of this kind of iffy. You know, it's a lot of little things.
Yeah.
And they basically go, and a lot of the Hellions go, he's a kid. He's a kid. And they go like, no, he is physically an adult. He needs to be treated as such. Even though his mindset is a little wonky, doesn't matter. He did something wrong, and Orphan Maker goes like, yeah, it was like not full on like, yeah, no, I did something wrong, but it is kind of like it. No, I did something wrong, and all the Hellions are fucking bummed because they're going like, yeah, no, I think we need to put him in the pit. You know, that's what happens, and then Nanny shows up. And she goes like, you are not putting my boy in the pit. And they go like, well, he murdered humans. And she goes like, yeah, to save a thing that I fucking lost. Save me. And they go like, yeah, but he still fucking murdered humans. And she goes like, then you're putting me in there with him. And they're like, aw. And they were like, no. And she goes like, no, you don't understand. You are either putting me there in with him, or I am going to go kill a bunch of humans till you put me in there with him. And so, the Quiet Council, realizing that this is a fucked up situation that needs to happen in order to maintain order, slowly lower Orphan Maker and Nanny into the pit as Nanny sings him a lullaby, and Orphan Maker goes, I'm scared.
Oof.
As the rest of the Hellions fucking look crestfallen, forlorn, all of them. And then we see them in a variety of places, kind of like an epilogue-y kind of thing. So Wild Child is actually starting to take psychiatric medicine.
Good for him.
Because the woman, he's in the healing chambers and whatever, and the woman there's like, these pills will help you calm your mind, do a bunch of other things, but I know you won't take them. We've done this before, you won't take them, so just run away and be feral. And he looks at the pills, he grabs them, and he takes them, and she just looks at him and goes like, wow, good job, I'm proud of you. Scott's brother, Havoc.
Havoc.
Yep. Havoc's here. Remember that? Havoc is basically talking to a bunch of these fucking assholes, and basically goes like, yeah, no, I hated you guys, but you're brothers now. If you need anything, call me. I am a Summers brother. You have my name. I am there for you. Kind of thing. Which is cool, it's nice. And then Scott is someone is talking, I can't remember who it was, talking to Havoc and going like, yeah, so the Quiet Council was talking, and they were talking about Madeline prior, and we were trying to figure out this whole thing. And he goes like, I understand. I knew you would try and bring it up, but I knew it wouldn't happen. And they go like, so Madeline's in the other room, you can go talk to her now. What?
Whoa!
And he goes in, Madeline's there and goes like, hey, what's up? And she, like, and he says something, and she goes like, "Oh, of course, the Summers brother has to fucking bring me back again." And he's like, "No, just it's okay, just take your time." And she's like, "Okay, I'm sorry, I blew off the handle." And then he leaves the room. She looks in the mirror, and the Goblin Queen's in the mirror.
Oh shit! Fuck my ass.
Then we see Empath. Remember the little fucking shit with no empathy who can just control people and do whatever he wants? Well, he's with his old team from the 90s, and they're just yelling at him, going like, "Oh, you think you're better than us because you were a fucking hellion? You even stole our names and used it with them. Who the fuck are you, you asshole? Do you care about us?" All this kind of stuff. And then he just starts brain controlling them, and you go like, "Oh yeah, no, he's great, I love him," as he just looks sad now that he doesn't have genuine people around him who treat him like the way he like an equal, like the rest of the Hellions did. Like he finally had peers who cared about him in their own fucked up, twisted way, and he didn't have to control them. And he's just like, "I fucked everything up. I have lost any modicum of happiness I could have."
Ooh.
And then we see the final thing as
Juan?
Oh no, John Crow, who's been like crushing on Kwawan the entire book. He is sitting on the beach as Kwawan walks up, and he goes, "Well, you got everything lined up. You're going to be a captain of Krakoa. You're good. I'm happy for you. I'm proud for you." And she goes like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" And he goes like, "I don't know."
Who do you want to be today?
Yeah, but he basically goes like, "I don't know. Cause I saw the way you look at me as if there's something good in me, and I don't think I can go back." As she sits next to him on the beach, and she grabs his hand.
Nice.
So it's fucking bitter as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's a good end. It's a good end.
Also, just like, I don't know about you, but the way Kwan's costume works, I don't think that's a very good thing to sit on the beach in.
Oh, she was on like a chair.
Okay.
She like pulled out a chair. They were both in chairs.
Yeah.
It was just like really kind of cool, really kind of sweet. Like,
Picturing her just like folding chair. Flop.
time for a romantic moment. But no, it's good. It's good. Hellions 18 was really good. So you want to tell me about some Son of Kal-El?
Yeah, this was a absolutely fantastic issue of Son of Kal-El. It is the 2021 annual by Tom Taylor, of course, and it's basically like, because Tom Taylor has this thing about the way he writes. Sal over at Comic Pop has pointed it out multiple times. Tom Taylor is very good at writing characters the way he wants to write them. He's one of those writers who will come in and go like, "Oh, there's all this bullshit that's happened with this character since I stopped reading about them. Let's do an entire issue to get them to be the way I like them being." And this is that for Lex Luthor. Because it opens with a flashback to Superman fighting Lex and Metallo, and there's a great reveal where it's like, "Oh man, the kryptonite, it's hurting me, psych, it's not, because you just said a really incriminating thing, Lex." And Lex is like, "But what?" And then it turns out Martian Manhunter was disguised as Metallo, and here's Batman with the recording device, and the rest of the Justice League is inbound. You're under arrest, Lex. And then we cut to a few months later. Lex is in jail, and Superman goes to visit him. And he's like, "So where's the guy I know you had kidnapped? Because he's going to be testifying against you." And Lex is like, "I don't know what you're talking about, but do you want to play chess? You want to play chess real quick, Superman?" And he's like, "If it'll get you to fucking talk." And the whole time Lex is just like critiquing him insanely, like, oh, of course you'd move your knight before your pawn. That's such a fucking Superman move, you dumb motherfucker. And then like 5 minutes later, the guard comes back in and is like, hey, Batman called us. He found the guy you're looking for. It's like, oh great, we have nothing left to discuss. Bye, Lex. And Lex flips out, like, how dare you turn your back on me? We're not finished here. We have to finish this game. And so we cut to the present where John is now Superman, of course, and he's got a new haircut. It's very fitting with hi, Ken. Hi, sweetie. He's got a new haircut that is like a pompadour that shaved up the sides. It's like the most I'm out as bisexual now haircut I've seen in a minute. Um, and it's not like annoying, they don't call attention to it, but it's just like something I noticed of like, oh, that's different than how he's been wearing his hair up till now. Um, but he comes in and finds out, or no, he comes in and him and Lois are visited by Batman, and we get this great sequence of, uh, there's a knock at the door, John opens it, and he's like, wait, Batman knocks? Yes. I thought you'd just appear in our kitchen or something. He did that once, and I won't do it again. No, valuable lessons about personal privacy and boundaries were taught that day.
Oh, I just imagine Lois grabs a cattle prod and just like balls.
Yeah. Uh, and then Lois says, nice to see you, Bruce. John's not joining the Justice League yet. And he's like, I'm aware. I'm not here about that. I'm here because I have a message from Clark. And it's like, oh shit, what's going on? And he hands him a Fortress of Solitude crystal. So John flies to the fortress and saves a polar bear that's about to fall into the icy water and drown on his way there. Basically adopts the thing. And he then puts the crystal into the Fortress of Solitude, and it's an AI Clark.
Like how Clark had an AI version of his dad.
Yeah. And he's basically like, yeah, I programmed this thing to be able to answer basically any question you might have. So go ahead and fire away. Let's have a chat, because I'm sure you haven't talked to me in a minute. And he's like, okay, where are you and when are you coming home? And he's like, oh, I can't answer that. Sorry. And so then they have a bit of a talk about being Superman and like, hey, I've got all these big enemies you're gonna have to deal. Guys, be nice. Be nice. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't tell if they were like biting each other or just doing the dog ram your head into each other thing for a second there. But as Clark's telling him about like adversaries and whatnot, we then cut to a montage of people all around various DC locations receiving packages that have these tablets inside of them. And on these tablets is a video call from Lex Luthor, who basically says, hey, we all have a mutual friend, a banker in this one location, who died this morning of a stroke. And hey, that got me thinking, I need money. I need a lot of money right now to get back on my feet. And I also have this cool nano drone technology that I can basically use to kill a person and make it seem like they've had a stroke. Isn't that a bizarre coincidence? So anyway, each of you is going to transfer me $1.2 billion. It's a small, I know it's only a small chip away at your finances, so you won't miss it. And hey, we're friends anyway, right? What's $1.2 million between friends? Just make the transfer real quick. And hey, wouldn't it be funny if I put one of those nanodrones in your packages? Whatever. You guys have to do that in here right now. Look. Look, Kenzie, come here, sweetie girl. It's okay. It's okay. Go back. It's 10 o'clock in the evening. Do not be roughhousing. Be sweet boy. Hmm? You too, Kenzie. Be sweet girl right now. Alright. So the next thing that happens in this book is we cut forward a few months ahead, and there's a new LexCorp building. And it's got a big fucking sign on it that's casting a shadow on the Daily Planet. And John is complaining about it to Lois. Like, can you fucking believe this guy? The fucking audacity of him. And she's like, yeah, I've been trying to take down Lex since before you were born. Calm down. Uh, and then all of a sudden, while they're having this conversation, the building is attacked and somebody like blows the sign up and the L falls off of it. And so John goes out to deal with the attacking robots that look suspiciously like LexCorp tech. And all of a sudden Lex shows up in a new version of the power armor, and he after John's gotten blasted by one of the robots, and he's like, I imagine that hurts. It didn't even tick. And then they start fighting the robots together, and John is immediately like, I want to make it clear, we're just two people fighting in the same space. This is not a team up. And Lex is like, agreed. So they dispatch with the robots, and then Lex is like, thanks for the help. You want to play a game? And John just explodes at him like, a game? You think this is a game, Luthor? Somebody just blew up your building and you want to play a game? What the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like, I was referring to chess, actually. Your dad and I were playing a game of chess and we never finished it. Thought it might be nice to finish it with you. And John's like, oh, right on. Meet me on the roof in 20 minutes. So they go and they meet up, and they have this conversation about, like, you know, the normal Lex Luthor Superman moral quandary and all that is played out as Lex is like overconfidently just going like, well, hey, calm down. It's cool if you guys play. It's cool if you guys play, but no growling, okay? It is late. I'm gonna separate you two if you keep this up. All right. So then there's all of a sudden this moment where Lex is going on this big speech about like, well, you're just a kid. You don't understand all these environmental issues and whatnot. Like, it's very admirable that you're fighting for all this stuff, but like, you really need to leave this stuff to the grown-ups and wait until you've grown into your role as Superman. And John is just like, right on. Anyways, checkmate. What? Because of Horsey. And he's like, how did you do that? And he's like, how did you do that? Your dad played like shit, and I've never even played your mom. I don't think she plays chess. And he's like, well, you gave me 20 minutes. I flew to the Metropolis Library, read every book on how to play chess there is, and then watched a bunch of matches and fast forward. Like, and then he explains like an actual chess gambit he used against Luthor that he didn't notice. And he's like, so since I beat you, I need you to do me a favor. So I don't, like, put this all over the internet. And he's like, what? Take the sign down. It's ugly, and it's casting a weird shadow. Also, like, maybe work with me on some stuff in the future, because, like, that was a big deal between you and my dad. Like, you guys could have been awesome together, but you were constantly fighting each other. So, like, maybe we should team up on some of this environmental stuff. Like, your big brain, my brawn, might be a good combination. And he's like, I could maybe see that. Is that all? Yeah. And then he flies away, and then he comes back, and he's like, by the way, Lex, you might want to take this L. And it's the big L from the sign.
God damn it, you fuckers.
It is so fucking good.
I love how he's just as petty as Luthor.
Yeah. And then the last fucking scene is Mercy coming and like saying, so Lex, what are we gonna do? And he's like, I tell you what we're gonna do. You're gonna return Henry Bendix's call and tell him I'm in. Is a fantastic issue, honestly.
Now you know what I want to see.
What's up?
Kal-El. No, not Kal-El. Connor. John.
Mm-hmm.
Going up a Mixapitalik.
That would be great.
And like Mixapitalik goes full out on a server and goes like, ah, yeah, I saw this meme yesterday. What? I saw this meme yesterday. What fucking meme? This meme. All right.
That would be a lot of fun.
Now I get to fucking talk about crossover.
Yeah, I was waiting for that, honestly. I saw that issue dropped.
You're probably going to want to at least read this issue because I know you read the thing. The two detectives from Powers interrogate Brian Michael Bendis.
Let's fucking go.
And the other co-creator of the book. And the art change. And I haven't looked it up, but I think the artist for the book drew that scene.
Amazing.
Okay? And so, like, they're going like, all right, Brian Michael Bendis, they go through the whole thing, and he goes like, oh, dear God, you really are them. Oh, God, is Jessica here? It's just like, God, it's funny, it's good. It's Donny Cates.
Could you imagine if they could get the rights to Jessica Jones?
I mean, they've been fucking skirting around the rights for so many Marvel and DC things. They're there. They're just not there.
Yeah.
Basically, it is shown that the plot is really someone is killing other creators of comic books, and they're trying to figure out what's the motive. Why is it happening? All the while, we are shown basically the big CIA agent guy who's been in control of the comic book characters for this whole time, blah, blah, all that kind of stuff. And every once in a while, we get a panel that is just a script of what's going to be in the next panel.
Whoa.
As if this whole book is, like, as if the world of reality in this book is also fiction. Because it is. The whole thing. Also, none of the characters we've been following for the past 9 books show up. Okay?
So this is like a bottle episode.
Bottle episode, unrelated characters, kind of to explore something else. So the Powers people are interrogating Brian Michael Bendis and goes like, Brian K. Vaughan has died. And he's like, oh, no, he's my friend. Chip Zdarsky. What, Chip? Scott Snyder. Okay. Legitimately, that's the panel. It's just like, okay.
I would pay to see Scott Snyder read that.
And like through the whole conversation, it's revealed as like Brian Michael Bendis is not necessarily a suspect, but he is being brought in for protection because they are trying to protect him from dying. And then the CIA dude goes to his comic book writer, who he has locked up in solitary, to talk to him because that's how he's been like kind of getting hints on where to go to solve cases and everything. So he opens up the door and he goes, so what's the next part of the story? Donny Cates.
Motherfucker.
And Donny Cates is sitting there grinning like a madman, like, I went full Morrison.
You never go full Morrison.
No, he went full Morrison, but his design looks like full fucking Moore.
Nice.
Hold on, legitimately, I'm about to send you the picture because I think I still have it saved on my clipboard. Boop boop. No, I don't.
Oh no.
I can get it real quick. Don't worry.
Okay.
Because I posted it somewhere else unrelated. Boop. And boop boop.
I love that you spoiler marked it too.
The line literally
God.
is, his name is Donny Cates.
He literally just looks like skinny Alan Moore.
Yep. And it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Can you be a little bit more on the nose?
I hope this is a everyone on the couch episode.
Oh god. It needs to be explained by fucking Tiffany.
Yes, but like I need Sal and Moore's voice.
Oh god. Because okay, here's the thing. If he doesn't read this, I don't want him to know anything about it. And she gets to like the guy in big scraggly beard and the long hair, and he goes like, "Oh, it's fucking Alan Moore. Oh, it's Alan Moore." And then she goes like, "It's Donnie
Wait,
Cates."
do you
And
not listen to Off the Rack?
Oh, it's intermittent. Does he know?
They are both reading it.
Ah, fuck. Shame. Shame. Because I just want to see his face when he goes like, "Fucking Donnie Cates."
But like Ben and Ethan going, "What? What is that allowed?" Because remember, they haven't even read Morrison's. They haven't even read Morrison's Ant-Man or fucking Animal Man. Damn it.
I would love Morrison's Ant-Man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Give me a Morrison Ant-Man. Fuck.
Let's do that. Morrison, we know you're pissed at DC. Come back to Marvel for a little bit. Come over here. Come on. Come here, buddy. It's okay.
But yeah, no.
Not you.
But no, it's something to behold. Crossover is. Also, he's wearing a shirt with the sword from God Country. It's just like, god damn it.
I figured it would be something like that. And you know he custom made that shirt as soon as he got to this world, too.
Oh, here's the thing. He is not drawn like a comic book character. He is drawn as if he is a real person.
Oh.
So what the fuck is going on? Is this Donnie Cates killing off his friends for a joke? Is this an inside joke and we're just all freaking out about it?
Very well could be.
I don't know. It's fucking wild. So you want to tell me about Dark Knights of Steel issue?
Oh, speaking of fucking wild. So you recall what happened at the end of the last issue of this?
Was I supposed to remember?
Jor-El, the king of the kingdom of Gotham, revealed to Bruce Wayne that he was his half-father, and then promptly got shot in the eye with an arrow shot by Green Arrow and propelled to superhuman lengths by Green Lantern's ring.
Ooh.
So this issue opens with everybody is coming into that scene as Bruce jumps off the top of the castle, and Alfred is immediately there with two horses for them, and he's like, "It's an arrow from across Hob Forest. The Green Man. We have to go now." And they go, and they immediately catch Oliver and cut his fucking arm off with a sword.
God damn it. Is this fucking medieval Dark Knight Returns? Is this all this is?
No, I think that's it.
Timothy Taylor.
Mm-hmm. But after they catch him, we cut over to the Kingdom of Storms, where we see the Green Lantern of this Earth, who we still haven't seen who it is. We don't know if it's Hal, we don't know if it's John, we don't know if it's Guy, we don't know if it's Kyle. We have only seen appendages. Like, we see his feet here. I'm personally banking on there's going to be a big reveal of, oh, it's actually J'onn J'onzz. Because they never say Green Lantern, they say the Green Man.
Green Man's also a mythological callback because it's King Arthur. There's a Green Man story.
Yeah. But they go and the Green Man goes and reports to John Constantine, who then takes the good news of the death of Jor-El to King Black Lightning. I forget his first name. Who is watching his children train and hone their powers in the royal courtyard. And he's just like, well, don't, and John Constantine comes up to him and he's like, well, don't you look proud? And he's like, yeah, I'm proud. Like, look at how well my daughters can control their lightning powers. And my son is the first member of our family in 3 generations who can control rain. That's fucking awesome. Anyways, is Jor-El dead? Yeah. I'm still not sure this is a good idea. Well, it's your prophecy. Yeah, but it's a prophecy. It's just some words I spatted out while in a trance. It doesn't actually mean anything. Well, all I know is since Jor-El came to power, he's kidnapped a ton of my people for the crime of having superpowers. So, yeah, it's good that that guy's dead. Anyway, let's move on. And we then cut back to the Superfamily Kingdom, where General Amanda Waller is arguing with Alfred about whether or not they should go to war. Um, and there's this huge argument that basically goes back and forth for a couple of pages, um, where actually Laura, the Jor-El's wife, Cal's mother, is actually against going to war. Like you'd think she'd be really pissed and wanting to get revenge for her husband's death, but she's like, no, I'm not going to send millions of innocents to die for us on the off chance of we might actually kill this green man that may or may not be real. Uh, and Bruce is like backing Laura up and saying like, Cal, I know you're mad, but going to war right now would be a really stupid decision. We've avoided it for this long. We can't let this incident throw it overboard. And Cal is like, Bruce, why don't you shut the fuck up? You're just a hired gun, okay? Like you have no. This is a family matter, and you have no relation to this. And Bruce just makes this face like, I could fucking drop a bomb right now, but it would be really, really bad of me to do that. So I'm just gonna hold my tongue and stand here. Uh, we then cut over again to Amazon Island, which is an actual like port that has connections to man's world. Like we see tons of ships coming into this port at the main kingdom of the Amazon Island. And it's basically established that this kingdom is basically politically allied with the Superfamily Kingdom because what a weird sound, sorry. Lois Lane gets off the boat and is greeted by Hippolyta. And she's like, Lois, oh, it's so good to see you. What's going on? And Lois is like, I'm sorry, I don't come bearing good news. And she whispers the news of Jor-El's death in Hippolyta's ears, and she's like, all right, I will convene with my generals for your cause. And she's like, thank you. I must go inform the princess now. And Hippolyta is like, of course. So we cut over to see Wonder Woman sparring with this universe's version of Supergirl, who is not Kara Zor-El, but is Zala Jor-El. She is Superman's sister in this continuity. And she's told the news and is of course very distraught, and she's like, I have to go help my family. And Diana's like, I know, I'm so sorry, whatever you need, I'm here. And they kiss and Zala flies off. Interesting take. I don't know if I'm for or against it, honestly. But we then see them interrogating Green Arrow in the prison, and we also get a bunch of cameos from other DC characters like The Flash, Blue Devil, King Shark, and Detective Chimp are all locked up in the dungeon underneath the Superfamily Castle. And we basically find out that like there's no reasoning with the people from the Kingdom of Storms. Like they are as against the kingdom that the Superfamily comes from as anyone would be, because they've kidnapped all these superpowered peoples. And Oliver's like, throwing me in this cell when I don't even have powers just justifies what we did. And we then cut back, and like Clark makes this big speech about like, or I'm sorry, not Clark, he's just Cal in this continuity. Cal makes this big speech about like, we are not killers. We're good people. We're just trying to keep everyone safe, and powered individuals are dangerous. Only a select few have ever displayed control, like myself and like King Jefferson. And again, we're not killers. And we then cut over to the Kingdom of Storms where King Black Lightning is awakened by a loud tomb sound. And he goes to check on all his kids, and he finds that his youngest, his son, is being held aloft by Zala, who has broken a hole in the wall and just grabbed him. And of course, he starts black lightninging out, and he's like, "You better put him down right now." And she's like, "Oh yeah, that's the idea." And she pulls a freaking The Dark Knight Joker and just flies up as high as she can and fucking drops him, killing him.
Mm.
And the end of the issue is she gets blasted with lightning from Black Lightning, and she just goes, "Oh, that tickles," and flies away.
Drake, yeah, I did read Inferno earlier. It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So this is getting into more of like very much Taylor doing his own thing and his own kind of ideas with the characters territory than it really even did in the first issue. And obviously it hits close to home for me because it's messing with Supergirl, but like it's also playing off of established things with Supergirl, of her being the more emotional, the more she has anger management issues, playing into that kind of stuff. Like and like because it's another continuity and because they're shown to be similar in age, I'm okay with the lesbian relationship with Wonder Woman thing. Like if you tried to do that in the mainline continuity.
Oh wait, I completely fucking I was thinking it was Lois Lane for the second there. If it's Wonder Woman, fuck. Okay, Jiminy. I was about to have fucking complaints because I was going like, why is Lois Lane fucking snogging Supergirl? I was thinking it was Lois Lane for some reason. No, it's Wonder Woman?
No, her and Diana were sparring.
It's Diana. That's fine. Oh, God. No, fucking yeah.
Jeez. I would have, and that's what I was talking about, was I would have an issue with it if it was in the normal continuity, because I'd expect Wonder Woman to be at least 10 or 15 years older than Supergirl.
But in this
continuity, they're shown to be the same age, so it's fine.
Also, yeah, fucking Wonder Woman's already bi.
Mm-hmm.
Supergirl's probably fucking bi. Oh, I was going like, why is Lois Lane? No. And no matter the continuity, Lois Lane and Clark Kent. But, like, I just misheard. That's a fucking goof on my part.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
I was like kind of going like, why would they do that? Why would you do that?
Yeah, that would be a choice.
Lois Lane was the one who went to the island, was like given the news, right?
No, Lois goes to the island, gives the news to Hippolyta, then says, "Now I have to inform the princess." And they cut to a panel of Diana, so you think they're talking about Diana, and then on the next page they reveal Zala.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy, fuck knucking Christmas. That was a goof and a gallon and a half. I'm gonna say this in the nicest way. I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible. This feels like I'm gonna take all my action figures and I'm gonna tell my own story with it. It is officially sanctioned fan fiction.
That is Tom Taylor's MO, and I'm here for it most of the time.
Well, let's talk about the next book. We both. Oh,
fuck yeah, Spider-Man.
We both read Amazing Spider-Man number 80 BAY. And it's a little one-shot story with Aunt May and Doc Ock going on a little adventure to get some information to save Peter.
It's fucking great, honestly.
Their flirting is adorable.
This is the most I've enjoyed a Doc Ock story, I think, since I first saw Spider-Man 2.
Also, genuinely, it's nice to see Doc Ock in the white suit again.
Yeah. And, like, I love the way this artist draws Aunt May, too, because, like, she looks old, but she doesn't look decrepit. Like, you can believe she's doing some of the more action-adventure-oriented things she does in this issue.
Yeah. Like, this is an Aunt May that would... Like, this Aunt May is, like, 61, and this Doc Ock is, like, 58.
Hello. Aren't you a sweet?
You get that idea?
Yeah. And I also just love the difference in philosophy and how it plays off of each other. Like Otto's very much, I'm doing a job. I'm doing a job, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get this job done. And May's constantly going, no, be nice. Be nice. Don't fight unless we have to.
And Doc Ock is going like, yeah, you're right. You're right. It is a
And,
better.
and like he's always secretly going to himself, I'm only doing this because I need that second date.
But like, it is kind of adorable when they do flirt
Mm-hmm.
and the wine and all that kind of stuff, because it's like, it's cute in its own ways, and it really shows of like, realistically, yeah, they could have been a couple, but like,
Yeah.
Doc Ock's a baddie, and it just doesn't work out. But in the end, they do get the information to the data to save Peter.
What? I'm right here. If you want pets, just come over here. Okay, Kenzie. Hey, sweet girl. All right.
Sorry. No, I also really dug that the one UFO lady wasn't a total asshole too.
No, yeah, it's because Aunt May talked to her like a person, not like a criminal.
Yeah. Uh, that was a really sweet moment, and I love that we're setting up Otto for future stuff in this book because like they stole Superior Spider-Man tech.
Oh yeah, that's fun. But also Peter's out of the coma, but he's
Yeah,
very
he's no
shaky.
longer on the shelf.
Yeah, but he's very shaky. They're going to play
Yeah.
with him in interesting ways, I feel.
Yeah. I would not I think I heard a rumor somewhere, or maybe it's already been solicited. I think like we're headed towards Ben getting his own book and Peter taking back over this book.
I don't know. I would prefer if they stay on the same book and just alternate weeks.
Be fun.
One
Think
week
I've
you
seen
get a
that
Ben
gimmick
book.
done before.
1 week you get a Ben book. 1 week you get a Peter book.
Every 6 months you get a Kane book.
And he just goes like, "I'm from the multiverse. I'm Kane. Well, I'm Australian now. You won't ever fucking know. I'm Kane.
That's gotta be Kane.
Can I be Scarlet Spider again? Yeah, cool. I'm Scarlet Spider. Mark of Kane. You still do those? Yeah.
And Miles is just like, why do I hang out with you guys?
Because you don't have any friends your own age, Miles. I have Genki. Sure, you do.
Yeah, but like, who's heard of Genki?
Looking at Twitter and some complaints I've seen on TikTok, a lot of people have, apparently.
Oh boy.
Not realizing that synthesis of adaptation's a thing that's always happened. I'm looking at you, Blade.
Mm. Also, like, hard disagree. Kamen Rider Blade is a great show.
That Blade. I love how we just immediately go to like techno. It's like the techno blade. The blade that has the techno. The
Vampy boy.
Vampy. In fact, we're gonna talk about him eventually as we get through these things.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So let's talk about the next book,
Guys.
which is hey, you want to tell me about these sad people in skin tight clothing on this explodey planet?
Yeah, we haven't quite gotten to them being sad just yet in World of Krypton #1, which is a remake of an old, well, not quite a remake, it's just a reuse of a title from way back in the 80s that George, was it Perez? Or no, John Byrne. When John Byrne did his Superman, he also had this book as like a way of exploring Kryptonian culture, and it's back here as a mini series to kind of tell a prequel story about Jor-El and Zor-El, because the basic story of this issue is that Jor-El and Lara are going to the naming ceremony for Kara Zor-El, because Kara Zor-El has just been born. She's a literal infant in this issue. And Jor and Zor haven't seen each other in a long time, and it's like, oh, it's great to finally see you again, brother. And then we're introduced to Crew L, who is the third L brother that maybe he's been in comics before, but I've never fucking heard of him.
There's a third L brother, just like there's a third Summers brother.
Yeah. And he's exactly as much of a weirdo dickhead as you'd think, because he comes in and he's like, "Oh, brothers, it's so good to see you. I'm so happy you've had a child, brother. Anyway, Senator, how are you doing? Did you get my message about the funds I need?" Like, he's that kind of guy. He's at the party for that reason. And then Drew Zod, who is General Zod, comes up, and he's more like a third brother than the actual third brother.
Wait, his name's Drew?
Yeah.
Like D-R-E-W?
No, D-R-U.
So Drew spelled like a dickhead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him Drew Carey from now on.
Yeah, so Drew Carey shows up, and he's palling around with Zor and Jor, because they're like old school buddies or whatever. And then a friend of Jor-El from the Science Council shows up, and she's basically like, "Hey, there was a scene in the teaser to the book before we got to the main story where at my scientific study, all the wild beasts I was studying just up and died. Something weird's going on with the planet, man. You should probably look into that." And he's like, "Right on." So then the book continues, and a bunch of revolutionaries that are trying to assassinate the House of El attack. And there's a big struggle to like, okay, we got to get Kara out of here. We got to take these guys down. Zod, who was just ready, he was like just about to retire from the military, springs into action, and he's a big badass, and he helps everybody out. And the final page reveal is Zod had run off during the fight at one point, and he comes back, and he's like, "Yo, your brother's a bitch. Cruel is responsible for the attack."
Oof.
Next, a house shattered. Bum bum bum. So yeah, it's a pretty solid issue. The art style feels really like different for current comics, because the cover, that is not the art style inside. Inside is like a very cartoon, ready for animation style. Like, let me grab a page for you real quick. Like it almost looks like DCEASED type stuff.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Like it's a weird cognitive dissonance, because they're telling a very serious like prequel story.
Who's that person besides the dude? Is that the mom?
That's Zor-El. That's Jor-El and Lara.
Okay, she has a very square head.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a solid start to this. I don't know if I'm going to keep up with this all the way through, but it's good enough now that I'm going to give it another issue.
All right, that sounds solid enough, mate. Sounds solid enough. Alrighty, tidy. Hold on. What the fuck is the Buster just right?
Kryptonopolis is the location that's established at the top of the issue, and Buster posted like a dumb spelling of it.
All right, Buster. Have fun with your memes.
Fucking kids.
You want to tell me my Morphin Power Rangers?
Hey, speaking of Buster, let's talk about Mighty Morphin number 14, which Buster told me they didn't like very much, but I thought was just fine, because it's basically, oh hey, Zordon's in a weird time coma, and he keeps flashing to different memories, and Billy, the Tiger Blue Omega Ranger, and the Blue Emissary are trying to save him. Also, several of the Rangers are stranded on Earth, and the other Rangers and Zed's minions are discussing what they're going to do for a counterattack. And like, hey, let's give Babu, Squat, and Finster some actual character progression because they're questioning whether or not they're gonna be good guys now and help out the Rangers because this is the first time in thousands of years they've actually had that choice. Um, and oh hey, we saved Zord on everybody. He's back, and you can see on the cover. I don't know why it's the last page reveal because it's on the fucking cover. Zordon has an actual body now.
He looks like a weirdo Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. I don't hate the character design, but it's definitely like not the best thing I've ever seen.
That's a character design I would see in Marvel or DC, not in Power Rangers.
Yeah. And that's been a recurring problem with the Power Ranger books is they feel like comics and not tokusatsu a lot of the time, which is why I think people like Buster don't like them very much.
Yeah, well.
I thought it was a solid issue. They did the story fine. It's just like, yeah, this is what happened. It's good progression.
Fair enough, fair enough. So I read the first issue of Devil's Reign.
I almost read that until I looked at the description and I was like, oh, this is that thing that Boingo was talking about that's like technically the final arc for Zdarsky's Daredevil. I shouldn't read this.
Yeah. So basically, you know that what happened at the end of Zdarsky's Daredevil?
Maybe you told me, but I don't remember. And also, I'm going to take a second to put one of these dogs in their cage.
Okay.
So that we don't get any more dog fights. I'll be back.
All right. Then I actually hold on a minute because I want to actually tell you about this stuff. So I'm just
shit.
Yeah, don't worry. I can.
I thought I finally had my opportunity. Come here a little bit.
Yeah, mate. So, I hope everybody's doing okay. We're going to be continuing the podcast in just a moment. That's not what I want. That's what I want. So I'm going to look on my Discordo for a mo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, yep. Devil's Reign's been fun. I enjoyed the book, but it's definitely one of those things you should read Chip Zdarsky's run before you read it. And like, here's the thing: you should just read Chip Zdarsky's run of Daredevil anyway. It is one of the best runs of a comic I've ever read. You know. So everybody should read that Daredevil run, but also read this book because it's been fun. It's been good. It's been real solid. You know what I mean? I'm just waiting for Vac to come up. Where's Vac? Let's see. Let's see if we can. Let's see. Like we got some belts on his wall. We got a sword. My wall's better because I got fucking comics. It's like almost as if it's themed for the show we're doing. Haha. It's not themed for the show we're doing because it's just the same thing all the time. Got wrestling figures.
Sorry for the wait.
It's fine. So Devil's Reign.
Reign of the Devil.
Yeah. So the end of Chip Zdarsky's run basically is Kingpin gets married to Typhoid Mary.
Oh.
They're both happy. They're a cute couple. It works.
Okay, sick. I thought it was like a Typhoid Mary tricked him kind of thing.
No. He proposed to her.
Ooh. Good for you, Wilson. Good for you. Getting yourself a hot redhead.
And because like
Typhoid Mary's a redhead, right?
Yes. A very, very deep redhead. Compared to like Matt and Mary Jane, like they're light redheads, she's dark.
Because I remember seeing they made a Marvel Legends of her, I think it was 2 years ago. And I looked at that figure and I went, they could easily retool that into a Mary Jane.
But what it was basically it was during the Bullseye event where Bullseye was just taking sniper shots across all New York. And Typhoid basically went, Wilson, I need to go do this because I can go help fight Bullseye, and he's like, yeah, but I don't want you to get hurt. I care about you. And she's like,
oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So basically, he's relaxing in on his honeymoon, and he opens up his safe full of, like, blackmail secrets and everything, you know, all that stuff.
As you do.
And he opens up the file that says Daredevil's secret identity. And there's nothing in it. But his brain is saying there should be something in it. Because remember, Daredevil's identity was public knowledge for a bit there, till he talked to Zebediah Kilgrave's children and wiped everybody's memory of his secret identity. So Wilson Fisk runs up to Daredevil and goes like, bitch, motherfucker, I had your secret identity, where is it? And he goes like, Wilson, I'm not going to tell you. It's a secret identity. And then he swings away. And Wilson goes like, all right, bitch, want to bet? And he goes like, all right, costume criminals are now illegal in New York. No more vigilantes. We're setting up a brand new Thunderbolts program for New York, and we're going to just hunt them down. Just hunt them down.
Sick.
No ifs, ands, no registration. You're just illegal now. Just fuck you. So all these different heroes start getting hit by all this stuff. Spider-Man, Miles Spider-Man. Actually, you know what? Ben, Miles, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. Even the fucking Fantastic Four get hit. Because, like...
That's got to be a public relations nightmare for Wilson.
Oh, because here's the thing. Wilson didn't do it. The CIA did. The CIA is using the Powers Act in conjunction with Wilson Fisk to basically steal all their tech.
Fuck.
Because a CIA agent walks in through the lobby and goes like, hey, we got a permit, you're arrested. And Reed's going like, but I have a working agreement with the U.S. government. And the people behind them just start putting power dampening collars on it and go like, ow, Jesus. And Sue just pushes the button, goes like, it's X7, it's X7. And then goes like, oh shit, it's fucking X7. What does that mean, Uncle Ben? It means, hold on, he grabs the two kids, he busts through the window onto the Fantastic Cars, they start fucking gunning it.
Sick.
All the while, Captain America, the Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Elektra all, like, get together and team up, and they're going like, okay, why is Wilson Fisk doing this now? And Daredevil, guilty conscience as always, goes like, it's my fault. I taunted him. He used to have my secret identity. I did something to erase it, and now he doesn't, and now he's taking it out on all of us. And everybody basically goes like, no, Daredevil, it's not your fault. He would have done this anyway. It's not bad. You didn't do anything wrong. Essentially. Which is nice. Legit. It's nice to see everybody going like, no, fuck off, Daredevil, you're cool.
This isn't going to be a civil war. Calm down.
Oh, no, it's basically, what if Civil War, but all of the heroes were on the same side?
Nice.
Because, as Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and their daughter are packing up to leave town, because Luke Cage did hero stuff, got caught by the police, and broke their power dampening cuffs, now they're on the run. Tony Stark pulls up in a fucking Lambo, and they're just going like, Tony, if you're trying to run town, that's a very conspicuous car. And he goes like, no. Here's the thing. Wilson Fisk is doing all of this legally. We can't superhero our way out of this. We can't go in, bust some heads, be our normal selves. We can't do that. So we got to do this through the proper legal channels. I'm gonna run for mayor.
Tony, you magnificent bastard.
Because here's the thing. Wilson Fisk is up for re-election and he has no opponents. But you put Tony Stark there? That's gonna be fun.
Is Tony a New York citizen? Because
yes.
Tony, I thought he was from California because of the movies, probably.
Yeah, no, he's been in New York, but he often does have stuff in L.A. Honestly, Tony Stark is one of the few heroes I go like, you know what, he works really well in L.A.
Also, like, he's fucking international, basically.
Yeah, but he sees a problem with his friends, and he goes like, "Yo, my friends need my help. I'm rich enough to run for mayor without having to take any money from people. I'm rich. I'm written to be a good guy. I'll be a good guy."
So it's like Zdarsky writing Iron Man next or something?
I don't know. I mean, the Iron Man run's been pretty good, but it may be coming to an end. I'm not sure. But if Zdarsky's doing Iron Man next, I'm not complaining. But yeah, no, it's a fun little. It is definitely the final arc for Daredevil. There's a reason it's called Devil's Reign. Daredevil's a main character. He's purposefully the main character, but it's basically a way to go like, this is Daredevil within the Marvel universe, so we can play with the other characters to kind of bounce Daredevil off other people.
Legit.
Yeah. Also, Wilson Fisk is like full on classic Kingpin. You fucking listen to me, bitch, kind of Kingpin. Oh, except nice. With Typhoid Mary. He is the sweetest motherfucker with Typhoid Mary. It's adorable.
I mean, that's classic Kingpin too. It's Typhoid Mary instead of Vanessa.
Yeah, because I think Vanessa's dead. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, she's been dead for like decades at this point.
Yeah. Also, his other son is now the current Kingpin. Not the one with the mask and the glasses. The other son. He has a new son. He's the one working with Matt's twin.
Okay. That's right, because they brought Mike Murdock back, didn't they?
Yeah, they brought Mike Murdock and actually made him a brother. So Matt's always been a twin now. That's the retcon.
Sick.
Thank you, Zdarsky. That's fun. That's fun that he has a brother that's a giant shithead.
That makes that classic issue that's like over dramatic on the cover, the death of Mike Murdock, even more hilarious.
Yeah. Hold on. Where are you? Boop. There we go. But we both read Captain America and Iron Man.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, it's a fun little adventure tying into some stuff that Marvel hasn't really played with in forever.
Mm-hmm. It feels very classic Tony and Steve, but it also, like, the stuff they're playing with in this story, like the specific elements, makes it feel like a comic from, I want to say, 10 or 15 years ago. Not in a bad way. Like, I think I told you this before you had read it. I said it feels like a script for a Civil War follow-up that they found in a drawer, but in a really cool way.
Oh yeah, because I'm trying to remember the exact plot details. Can you go and do that, because my brain's being foggy now?
So Tony gaslighted a chick years and years ago, and now she's coming back to haunt him by leading this Hydra cell, and is being broken out by a villain who was a part of the 50 States Initiative, and it's basically, there's this big highway chase scene. And she ends up escaping with the Hydra cell. Cap shows up to try and help, but she gets away too quick. And then there's a bit of a reconvening of minds, where the great scene. You slept with her, didn't you? That was back when I was partying, okay? I didn't make the best decisions back then. I was in my long hair and stubble phase. You're still in your long hair and stubble phase. I like that phase, but that's not the issue.
Yeah, no, like, it's Iron Man and Captain America bouncing off each other and not being at each other's throats.
Mm-hmm. And then we cut over to the warehouse where a bunch of Z-listers who used to be on the 50 States Initiative team with that guy show up, and they're like, bro, you used to be cool. We're going to rehabilitate you. It's going to be fine. And there's a big old fight, and Cap and Tony show up again, and they fight some more. But the 50 States Initiative guy and the villain girl have gotten away yet again.
He's called 51 because he looks like an alien.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And the whole time he's speaking an alien language and no one can understand what he's saying except his old teammates.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, he says a thing and he goes, like, come on, man, why are you saying that?
Yeah.
which is cute.
Also, like, I don't just I want to amend my statement. This doesn't feel like a script for a Civil War follow-up they found in a drawer. This straight up feels like a Civil War book follow-up book that was finished and they found in a drawer. Because the art isn't bad, but it feels very of that time period to me.
Yeah, but it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I liked all the initiative designs other than fucking Pioneer.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
It's a solid nothing. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take back what I said. This probably goes below Wreckers this week for me as like most okay thing.
It's okay. Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
but that Alex Ross cover though.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with an Alex Ross cover. It's just not
Especially
possible.
with his redesign of Iron Man. It's so good. It's such a good Iron Man design.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Makes me want to pick up those Marvel Legends again.
Fantastic Four Life Story issue number 5 to 2000s.
Oh boy.
This is the coming of Galactus.
Shit.
So I also read the previous issue because I didn't read it when it came out. So essentially what happens in that issue is they're trying to figure out the whole thing. Sue leaves Namor, but she's not back with Reed because she's basically going like, Reed, I know you're just going to keep focusing on that thing and I'll just feel sad again. So we're just going to be friends for right now. Everything, like, okay, we'll just hang out. Do all that kind of stuff. All the while they're trying to build up defenses for Galactus and do all that kind of stuff. And then at the end of 1999, the Silver Surfer shows up and goes like, "Yeah, I bet you thought. Nah, Galactus is coming to eat your ass."
Oh, it's a fucking Y2K thing.
Kind of. So 2000s come and Galactus shows up. And Silver Surfer basically goes to the remaining Fantastic Four, because remember, Johnny Storm died. Okay. So here's my origin story. Here's the Zen Law stuff. You know, comic fans know this. But I'm actually kind of deteriorating at this point in time. So the reason I brought Galactus here to Earth wasn't to eat it. It was to find a new me. Someone who could connect to Galactus psychically and has been doing it for decades. Reed.
Oh, shit. That's a really cool idea.
All of Earth has basically went, all right, cool, we're just waiting for Apocalypse Day. There's countdowns everywhere. There's, like, morbid coffin commercials on the TV. It's just, like, it's Apocalypse. And for, like, the first, like, 3 years of the 2000s, Reed's, like, doing everything he can to try and solve the problem, like Reed Richards would. And then eventually Sue just looks at him and goes, like, Reed, if you could have solved the problem by now, you would have. Why don't you take these last few years we have and actually live? And Reed looks at Sue and goes like, you're right. And so for the next few years of the 2000s, he just lives with his family. He sees his grandchildren grow up because Franklin got married to a woman from Wakanda. Shuri, he married Shuri.
Based.
All that kind of stuff. And basically, Franklin does have psionic powers, but Reed Richards dampened them because he didn't want his son to lose control and hurt people. Fair enough. And so T'Challa goes like, here's a headband that can actually help you amplify and control your powers. Here you go. Sweet, I can practice this now. And they live their life. They reminisce on times of past. Oh, Red Ghost, remember him? All that kind of stuff. As the day gets closer and closer, as Reed basically day comes, Silver Surfer comes down and goes like, all right, are you letting Galactus eat ya? Or are you gonna take my place? And like beforehand, they had the conversation. Reed goes like, no, we'll figure out a way to stop Galactus. And this time he goes like, no, I'll take your place. And everybody's going like, Reed, no, you don't have to do this. And he goes like, no, I want to protect you. I have finally lived life, and I have enjoyed it, and I want to protect it. So he goes up in a rocket ship, as Franklin Richard gets into the psychic chamber, links up with Galactus so they can blow his fucking brains out. It's a fucking play. It's a ruse.
Sick.
So they fucking make Galactus comatose, but sadly, Reed is also brain dead now. Not brain dead. He's like a vegetable. He's not there. So he's in a wheelchair. He's all that kind of stuff. As the issue ends, as the Fantastic Four, Franklin Richards, everybody is coming to Johnny's gravestone to reminisce and all that kind of stuff. As Reed is in a wheelchair, as the captions go, why is there a sky? Like, basically, something inspirational, look up to the sky, as Reed is looking up at the sky.
So is this the end of it?
No, because there's an issue after this called Latveria.
Oh, fuck.
I have no idea what's going on.
Has Victor been in this book?
Yes, briefly.
Okay.
Bits and pieces. He hasn't been Doctor Doom. No, he's been Doctor Doom once. He's been Doctor Doom a couple times. But he's been in the book.
He's dabbled in Doomology.
But yeah, no, it's I don't think the series is going to be as good as Spider-Man Life Story. But it is a very good story.
Yeah.
And then I read all of the Death of Doctor Strange one-shots.
Sick.
Strange Academy, Enchantress and her two twin sons have a little romp in Weird World because Enchantress had a fucking adventure with Doctor Strange forever ago where he stopped a wizard from taking her firstborn children. And, like, now that he's dead, the curse is gone, so the wizard steals her kids again, so she has to go save them. It's fun.
Who the fuck is White Fox?
I'll explain that in a moment. But it's also really sweet because Enchantress basically goes like, you know what? I'm a bad mom, and I'm sorry I'm a bad mom.
Nice.
And her sons go like, yeah, but, like, you're still our mom, and we care about you. And we can grow and be better people going forward. And it's like, sweet. That's nice. It's nice to acknowledge that the problems of personhood.
Also, like, it's kind of cool that our mom is like evil Scarlet Witch, except she's done way less shitty things than Scarlet Witch.
So White Fox is one of those characters that Marvel has created to try and penetrate the Asian market.
Oh boy.
Like Swordmaster and Arrow. She is the Chinese myth version of the multiple-tailed fox.
All right.
She's also the last of her kind. The rest of them are dead. And I'm pretty sure she's Korean. So I may be wrong. It's a Korean fox, not Chinese. She's Korean.
Okay.
And she teams up with Swordmaster because the Death of Doctor Strange released a giant monster that looks like her species. And she goes like, oh no, it's doing havoc and I need to stop it because I'm the last of my kind. So she goes, fights, Swordmaster comes along, and she divulges tragic backstory and goes like, yo, my parents died before I can learn how to fully transform into my fox form. So there's a little angst here that I never fully got to understand them. Vask?
I am listening.
I know. I'm just trying to figure out what this recent comment was. Vask Tech?
That looks like spam.
Probably. Don't worry about it. In the meantime, so they fight the thing, and it turns out the monster is actually the monster that Swordmaster is fucking fighting against, and it's like, whoa. No. They just fight it. Yeah, I was wrong. It was an hallucination.
Oh.
You good?
I invited her to sit up on my lap, and she put her paw right on my dick.
Oh, no.
Hey, girl, I'm not mad. You're okay. You're okay.
Let's let the dog comforting go on for a minute.
All right, baby girl, you can hang out up here. I'm just doing a show right now, so I can't always pay attention to you. All right, you're a big dog. You're a big pretty dog.
Oh, good lord, this is kind of adorable.
I don't know if this stream is a train wreck or the best episode we've done.
I don't know, but basically, they defeat the monster. Swordmaster's sword is destroyed, but they don't find the body and they think he's dead. I wonder if he's going to be showing up as another character soon.
Hmm. Hmm.
So what do you want to know about next, Blade or Spider-Man?
See, I'm more interested to know about Spider-Man, but then I'd have to listen to Blade last. So just tell me about Blade.
Okay, so current Blade status quo. The vampires have a nation state, like a little city state country thing. Where they basically go like, all right, if you don't fuck with us, we won't fuck with you. And Blade is kind of the sheriff to keep an eye on them. So he's just sitting there hating being surrounded by vampires while just dealing with all the vampire bullshit. And Doctor Strange dies. So interdimensional people come in and he just has to fucking deal with them. That's pretty much it. But there's a lot of fun tension between Blade and Dracula. The art's good. Blade looks amazing in this. And then we have Spider-Man, which is the best one of these. It's the best one.
Wow.
So, in Spider-Man...
You're good.
So in Spider-Man, it starts off with Black Cat keeping the watch on Peter's body for the duration because she, Mary Jane, and
Oh shit, that actually ties into a thing in the book.
yeah, they've been taking shifts watching over Peter. As Ben Reilly comes to the window and goes like, "Hey, is there any updates?" And Black Cat just basically goes like, "No, fuck off. You're a thief. You're stealing Peter's Spider-Man shit. You're an asshole. Fuck you."
Hmm.
And he goes like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Fuck off. I'm Ben Reilly."
What are you doing at me for?
Okay.
I don't know. She's doing an awful lot of barking.
But basically, she goes like, "You're being a dick. You're taking the Spider-Man thing while Peter was in a coma. You're being a dick. You're an asshole." And then Spider-Man gets a summon to the Sanctum Sanctorum. You listen? Are your headphones still in?
I'm still listening.
I'm just making sure while I'm explaining things.
I'm trying to get her to lie down on the bed.
I know.
That might...
I understand. I'm just telling you. I'm just trying to make sure.
Okay. All right. Just chill out there. Get a little sleep. When I'm done with this, I'll lie down next to you. It'll be great. Trust me.
Oh, that's adorable. So basically, he gets to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and Wong goes like, "Yo, you're not the Spider-Man I know." And he goes like, "Yeah, no, I'm the Spider-Man that helped you in Las Vegas fight the devil." All right, cool. Well, you're still Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange said when he died, "I need to give you this list of tasks to do, because you're the only person he trusts to do them."
Hmm.
Basically, it's like Spider-Man and Doctor Strange have a fun, unique relationship within the comics because they're both co-created by Steve Ditko.
Nice.
So, basically, Ben goes like, "All right, I'm Spider-Man right now. Peter's incapacitated, so I'll do it for him. Yeah, I'm gonna be Spider-Man." And Black Cat basically was like, "I don't fucking trust you, so I'm sticking around because fuck you." And they go on this madcap adventure all over New York, dealing with a bunch of wacky, magical things. They have to fight a car full of goblins. They have to feed a dragon in Central Park. Hot dogs. Bunch of other fun, goofy things. And, like, slowly over the night, they just get, like, camaraderie, buddy, cop movie thing. They deal with everything. And then the final thing on the list is a very simple, mundane one. Go to this place at this time when this woman gets off of work. She often's tired, and I like to take a walk by and give her a pretzel.
Hmm.
And basically Ben and Black Cat sit down with her and have a conversation, and she goes like, "Oh, are you strange as friends? Ah, he's such a sweet man." And they go like, "Yeah, he couldn't come today, but he asked us if we could do it for him. That man's always thinking of me, always coming with a pretzel whenever I have a really bad day. It always makes me feel so good." And she stands up and goes like, "You know what? I hurt my ankle earlier. It's feeling a lot better. It's some kind of magic, you know?" As she walks into her bus. And earlier in the comic, there was a line of like, they're finding an alligator shaman underneath the sewers, and Doctor Strange had a letter for the guy of basically, if he's not cooperating, read him this. It goes like, "I am worried about the albino crocodiles because if they go up, Kraven the Hunter might kill them, and they're really cool, and I don't want them to die." And the shaman goes like, "You know what? Fair enough." And he runs away. He goes back into the sewers because the line is, "The world would be lesser with one less mystery." Mysteries are beautiful and heartwarming and sweet and invoke the imagination.
They provide flavor and texture to the universe.
Yeah. And at the end, Ben and Felicia are sitting on the bench after seeing this nice, kindly woman walk off with her pretzel in hand. And Ben just goes, "Doctor Strange is dead. The world has one less mystery."
Ooh.
As Felicia stands up and goes, "All right. I don't like it, but I'll see you around, Spider-Man." That's Ben just
Who
goes,
wrote this one? Who wrote this one?
McKay.
Oh, nice.
It was really like, it feels like it could just be in the Spider-Man book. It's really good.
Yeah. It's like I like the Spider-Man issue we got this week, but they could have subbed this in.
We got 2 amazing Spider-Man issues this week.
Hey.
We're eating fucking good, Spidey fans.
Spidey fans always eat good.
Yeah. It's just sometimes we're given Hardee's and Carl's Jr. and not Five Guys.
Yeah.
But we got fucking Five Guys, and
We
we
getting
got
that
the
Red Robins right now.
we eating that Red Robins, and we got fucking Five Guys Cajun fries. But no, it's really good. It's really good. And that's all the books we read this week, because I am pressing the button multiple times.
And it sounds like the Doctor Who theme for some reason. Okay, we're not gonna do that.
But in the meantime, do we have anything else comic book related to talk about?
I don't think so.
All right, then you want to tell the people where they can find your bullshit?
Hey everybody, my bullshit is
Bullshit?
video essays and things about tokusatsu mostly. You can find it at youtube.com/c/thevacuuminator. You can also follow me on Twitter to see me tweeting and twatting about everything and everything at the Vacuuminator. And you can follow me on Instagram to see lots of pictures and things of stuff like action figures and Kenzie Dog. That's at the_Vacuuminator.
Hells bells. Hey, howdy. I am Chris. I'm a Boingo writer. I do a variety of content on the internet, including but not limited to video essays and editorials on YouTube. You can find me at Boingo Writer, link in the description. I tweet. I've actually been doing good at Twitter recently. Like, not super good, but like better than I have been.
Your Twitter game is better than mine, honestly. I just tweet random things I'm annoyed about.
Boingo_writer. I'm also on Instagram, Boingo_writer. I'm also on TikTok, Boingo_writer. And every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, I stream on the Twitch at twitch.tv/BoingoWriter. Also, if I have a theme, do we have anything else we want to talk about?
I do have one statement I think needs to be made. If nobody has done a Bye Felicia joke with Black Cat yet, we should really get on that.
Enough said.